YouTube? It's your boy Riz Ill, and I'm back on the channel with another one. And today we are gonna be reacting to Steve Wilkos. This video is titled "Best Friend or Molester." Apparently, a woman's best friend is being accused of molesting her child, and the best friend is a male. This is a twist, right? Because we usually see it in movies and in like life stories, like how like the father brings the best friend or the boss over, and then it's revealed later on, oh, your best friend or your boss was molesting your attractive daughter or whatever. So this is a twist. It's a twist when the mother brings someone over who's the best friend who's molesting the child. Actually, it's a slight twist because usually in those cases that are quite popular, the mother's best friend is a female who maybe like took the child's virginity at a young age. I've always seen those type of scenarios in movies and seen them in news and real life. It's very strange. So today we're just gonna take a look at whatever scenario this is. Yeah. This shit's a trip. Hope it doesn't piss me off.
As a mother, you're supposed to be able to protect your children. And it happened twice.
Steven
Twice?
was our babysitter. It always has been like that. Always the babysitter. He's like our brother. He was our brother. He's our best friend.
My daughter, she said Uncle Steven touched me. She said she was visiting her dad at Steven's. She was changing her clothes to put her pajamas on.
When I found out about the whole incident with Rachel's daughter, it opened up a whole new book for me. He knew to her. Who's to say he didn't do mine? I'm petrified. I confronted Steven and I told him, he knows I'm a polygraph girl. He knows I know a guy. I offered it to him 3 separate occasions. First time, he got a flat tire, I understand. Second time, I couldn't get a hold of him. The third time, I got a hold of him and said, bro, come on, let's get this done. He told me he didn't have to prove to anyone. I said, yes, you do. You have to prove it to me and Rachel. You have to prove it to Vinny, Matt, all of us. You've been around our children.
Another incident happened. This time it was just over the clothes. And as soon as she told me, we went to the police station. My daughter chose him out of a picture, and they never caught up with them. So after the incident, I'm still dealing with the nightmares, the bedwetting, the rages, the fits. She wakes up crying, screaming, Steven, stop. She won't let me hug her like she used to.
Out of the blue, we get a phone call. It's from you guys. About Steven. Why are we here? Why couldn't we have settled this there? Why are we here? Why do we have to come to this? Do you need to tell us something? Do you need something to get out? Are you scared we're going to hurt you or not? We want to know.
We are.
We want to know what we're going to have to deal with because our children are forever changed.
I want him to know that he's ruined my daughter's life.
We are gonna hurt you.
The prosecuting attorney dropped the case due to lack of evidence because they can't find him, they can't get a hold, they can't track him down. My daughter told me that what happened to her, and that it's never gonna get taken care of. She just wants it not to happen to anybody else.
Steven, you're here because you're accused of molesting Rachel's daughter.
Before they continue, I've always had a problem with the male babysitter or the male I don't know, nursery, kindergarten, just that type of scenario. I've never felt comfortable with it. Not to say women are any less capable of such abuse, but men are wired differently to think about women differently, and it does stretch into pedophilia. You know, pedophilia is not something that just happens randomly. It happens daily. You know what I'm saying? So I've always had a problem with that, especially with like even like a young male babysitter, like a babysitter who's maybe 2 years older than your daughter and stuff or whatever, but he's young, he's just doing even that. I've always felt like females should be put in charge. A female even of that age, not males. Like I remember, bro, I always talk about this with my friends. I remember even in high school when like the older kids, when we finally could, first when I got to 8th grade in high school, how I saw the 12th graders talking about what they wanted, like looking at the girls in our grade and talking about what they wanted to do to them. And then when I got to my final year in high school, hearing the same thing from the boys around me about the new girls who just stepped out of primary school. They not even, not to say that even when you get to 12th grade you develop, but you're a little bit more. These girls still have primary school bodies. Some of them don't even have boobs yet and stuff, bro. Some of them they don't. Some like in some cases they don't even have their period yet, and people are already. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Never felt comfortable with it. Never felt comfortable with the whole male best friend either. Even I stopped being the male best friend because I knew in a lot of cases I had an ulterior motive. So now I only have girls who are friends or girls who I'm close to, but I'm not attracted to them at all in any way. I turn them like okay, I turn them into sisters. I rank them as sisters. I don't even rank them as best friends. I rank them as like siblings. I have maybe like two of them, two or three. You know. Other than that, no male best friends. I don't practice it. I'm not any female's best friend, and I for sure don't want any female I'm with to have a male best friend. Period. You can have a female best friend that doesn't like me. It's fine. We'll have fun. I'll crack jokes. Tear that shit up.
Yes, Steve.
Right? And you've known Rachel a long time, right?
Yes, Steve. Since high school.
Since high school.
Yes.
Did you molest her daughter?
No, Steve. I didn't. I believe these accusations are lies because nobody, like they said in the video, no evidence. I have talked to the detectives. They contacted me.
He's built like a molester. Molesters are built like that. Not to say molesters are all like slovenly and flabby and shit, but a lot of molesters that I see, they're not like how you see them in the movies where they're these insanely maybe attractive men, pause, or whatever. They usually like built like this, like on To Catch a Predator, They always slovenly and they look weird and stuff. Yeah, he looks like it.
Been down to the office. I've even asked if we could do a polygraph test there. They said it's no need. I said, why not? The detective said because there's inconsistencies in their stories. The detective got everybody's testimony, and while this was going on, the father of the child and I, we didn't talk for 4 or 5 months, and him and I have been friends since middle school. And when the detective told the father that he didn't think it was me because he found the inconsistencies in their stories, so the detectives dropped it. The state picked it up. They saw the same thing, so they dropped it.
Now, Rachel's saying that you didn't go down and cooperate with the police, though.
Rachel was never there when I went down to talk to the police. They called us down at separate times.
But she's saying that the police told her they couldn't contact you. You never came down and cooperated, so they closed it for now because they weren't able to make contact with you. Is that true?
No, that's not true. I contacted the police and they contacted me.
And now your other friend Angela says, hey, she set up 3 lie detector exams and you didn't show up for any of them.
That's a lie, Steve, because she never contacted me directly. She never contacted anybody in my family.
But did she ever tell you, hey, I got this set up?
No, she never did tell me that she had it set up.
So you never knew that you were going to take a lie detector test?
No.
Would you have taken one?
I would have gone down there in a heartbeat.
Now, she said the one time you said that you had a flat tire.
No. The one time that I had a flat tire, I was on my way to work. I was late to work because of the flat tire. I didn't know anything about a polygraph.
Aren't you a little worried that this isn't, a lot of times we do those molestation, the child's very small. This is an older child that can completely verbalize what's going on and even have emotions.
No. I've never done anything to a child. Not this
Why do you
child,
think
not
that she
any
would
child.
write? Why do you think she would write something like that?
Because
Not very often kids pick out grown men out of the hat and say, he had sex with me.
That's crazy.
Because the father of the child, my friend, he had a falling out with his ex-wife and his family, and they tried to hurt him. They couldn't.
So they're picking on you?
Now they're trying to hurt the people that are close to him.
I mean, that would be pretty evil, right?
Yes. And I think
like they can't
is.
get to the ex-husband, so
No.
let's start smearing his friend's name.
And they love drama. This whole family loves drama.
Why do you
they
stay
feed
friends
on
with
drama.
them? Why do you stay friends with them?
Well, I'm not friends with them any. The only one I'm friends with is the child's father because he believes I didn't.
So you're not friends with Rachel?
No.
Anymore. And it's because of these accusations?
Yes.
And what about this Angela?
Angela, I've known her since high school too. Now, as far as her kids go, no. I've never babysat her kids. Anytime she went out, I was either on my way to work or on my way somewhere
So she's
else.
really not sure if you molested her children.
She's not sure at
She's
all.
concerned because of the claims that Rachel's bringing up.
Correct.
And you didn't molest Rachel's.
No.
Because the way you almost worded that, it was kind of funny. Like, well, I didn't do Angela's kids.
I didn't molest any kid. Not Angela's, not Rachel's, nobody's kids.
Nobody ever, right? You don't have any ever arrested for any kind of child crimes?
No, sir.
Never?
No.
Angela says you lived with her for 2 years?
I did.
So, I mean, you could see her concern, right? If somebody's
I
making
can,
these
yes.
accusations. Now, you believe that maybe Rachel coached her daughter to say this
Yes.
because she's mad at her
If
ex.
she's mad at her ex,
And she can't get to her ex.
no.
Why wouldn't she just have her daughter say the ex did it?
Because they know how he is about his kids. He protects his kids. He will do anything for his kids. They know that he won't hurt his kids or do anything like that.
And you're here today because you took a lie detector test.
Yes.
Now, the police cleared you, right? This is your story, right?
Yes, sir.
Police cleared you. Hey, you're good to go. Have a nice day.
Correct.
Why are you here?
Because they keep going around telling people that I've done this. Some of my family have kind of disowned me. They don't want nothing to do with
Why?
me.
Because they think you did it?
They do because they're believing these lies. Some of my friends.
Why would your family believe that, though?
I don't know.
Who tells a child to make? Who makes up something to tell a child? Why would I banter your name like that? My daughter screams at night.
You're filling her head full of lies.
I'm talking. They
Lies.
didn't tell you to talk.
Lies.
They told me to talk. We left that bedroom and went to the police station. I have police reports. I have detective names. I took my daughter to
How come the
CBC.
police didn't lock him up?
They couldn't find him because anytime someone goes and
Whatever.
knocks on
I
his
went
door,
down
he
and
runs
talked
out the
to
back
him
door.
myself.
He's went to Oklahoma,
runs out the back
to
door?
Nebraska. However he gets out of the house from when the police
What?
knock on the door. You were a cop. When someone knocks on the door and they're hiding, what's the first thing they do?
I was smart, though. I always told my partner to go to the back door.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta be pretty damn stupid to try to run out of the back door when you got cops around the whole house. There were cops. There were cops at the front door, the back door, all
They
around the
told
house.
me that
How was
they
I supposed to
couldn't
run?
find you.
Your ex
They-
is named Matthew, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's hear from Matthew.
Just wanted to let you know that, first off, I'm a huge fan, and I appreciate all that you do for everybody, and I really want you to do the same thing for my daughter. I want to start off by saying that in the beginning, I believed my daughter in every word she said. But after listening to the detectives and hearing that my daughter's story did not match with what she said in the beginning, I just want to go on record by saying I believe Stephen, and I have no choice with what I've heard from the detective himself, and that I just want the truth to come out, not just for Stephen to get this jacket off, because we all know that once you're labeled a child toucher or a chomo, so to speak, it's hard to get that jacket off. But most of all, I want to get this out in the open for my daughter.
But I'm curious. He fails 3 times, and then the last time you believe it?
No, because he passed it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but the first few times
These were
he
different
failed.
occasions.
No, these were different occasions
Oh.
that happened. It wasn't all in one.
Oh, so he only
set.
cheated
This
the one time.
Right.
When we were like 7 years,
There's different occasions.
10 years,
Okay.
12 years, 14 years, he finally passed. Hey!
So She just told me that she talked to the detectives. The detectives know they're going to wait for these results.
Yep.
You yourself said
I'll turn myself in.
So I can send one of my guys with you, camera guy. We can film you going and turn yourself in.
Yeah.
You raise your right hand. Swear.
Swear.
Rachel took a lie detector test because you've been accused by Stephen of fabricating this whole story.
Yes, sir.
And we asked you, did you fabricate the story that Stephen sexually molested your daughter? You answered no. We asked you, did you coach your daughter to say that Stephen sexually molested her? You answered no. The results came back the same to each question, and they came back that Rachel told the truth. Stephen came here because he's saying even though according to him, the police have cleared him, investigation closed, but he's tired because by you making these accusations, his friends, his own family believe that maybe he's involved with molesting these children. So we asked him, have you ever had any physical contact with either of Angela's daughters for your own sexual gratification? He answered no. He told the truth. Did you ever make physical contact with Rachel's daughter for your own sexual gratification? He answered no. And to that question, he did not tell the truth.
Oh!
Hold up.
You
No, wait a minute. No. I did not. No, hold up. No. Wait a minute. Normal.
You breathe 8 breaths a minute?
No. What do you mean? Like, I don't even know.
Okay, let me explain it to you. That's one.
Right.
You only
No,
do eight
I get
in a
that. I mean, I know, but I was just breathing regular.
I bet you $1 million. If we went to whatever computer you have at home, and I bet you a little browser history there, how to beat a lie detector test.
No, I've never Googled it.
Matthew? Stephen lied. He just failed that lie detector test.
Matthew,
He just lied, Matt. It's Angela.
it's on TV.
It's on
Do you
TV.
want to
He
talk to the
lied.
producer? You should have believed your daughter since day one, Matthew. My baby cries at night. Stephen, stop. My baby has been through everything, and you did not believe her. I watched your tape, Matthew. I watched your tape.
We watched the tape.
Matthew.
And you said
Well, the truth is known. The truth is known. Your best friend touched your daughter. Your best.
I still want to clear my name, but I'm not turning myself in. I do plan on going to the local police and paying for a polygraph test. I just did everything that they told me to do. And they're treating me like I tried to fool the lie detector test, and I didn't try to fool anything. I don't even know where to begin on how to fool a lie detector test. I'm pissed off.
I don't want to hear any more excuses. That's the end of me reacting to that video, bro. One, the police's what you call conclusions to me, they don't mean shit. Unless it's hands down, we figured out everything, there's evidence for everything, they don't mean shit. The police, especially in America, they pardoned Jeffrey Dahmer a couple of times, isn't it? Like, then they pardoned Jeffrey Dahmer before it was revealed he continued to do the acts that he was doing, but in an even more horrid fashion. Did they not find a child outside his home and let that child go back in the house with Jeffrey Dahmer? So the police's conclusions don't mean shit. I'm sorry, American police, and all the other police who take offense to that, but your conclusions don't mean shit unless the case is closed fully and all the evidence has been collected. 2, stay away from kids. As males, stay away from even hanging out with them. They're kids. You're a man. You should be doing shit with your life. I always wondered, why, like me personally, when I hit my 20s, I was like, Why don't I like even hanging out with kids or being nice with kids or playing with kids, and maybe like hanging around with them like I used to when I was maybe 16 or 15 to 16 or whatever. Then I realized you're grown up, you got grown up shit to do. You feel weird just being around kids like that. I come from a culture where men don't even pick up their kids. Like they don't even carry their kids or spend time with their kids that much outside of being a father. The kids are literally like, it's only mothers who do that. Mothers do all of that. Mothers and females around the family, they do that. Men in our family, except for maybe my cousin's husband, he's white. He's the only one who does the shit that he does for his daughter. All the other men, they don't show that level of love or whatever, cause we raised to be serious and to do specific things. You know what I'm saying? Just stay away from kids, man. Stay away from kids. It's not that hard. Fuck a babysitting job. Go do construction. Why the fuck are you babysitting people's kids? Entertaining this shit. If you have a problem and you have pedophile thoughts or whatever, why would you go into the fire knowing that this shit is gonna end badly? Just stay away from kids. Period. I'm showing a lot of fucking understanding. Stay away from kids, period. Do jobs that keep you the furthest away from young children. Don't even have kids. Don't have kids until you talk to a therapist and get over whatever shit that's going on in your head. Don't even have kids because you might abuse your own kids. We as men, we shouldn't be hanging out with kids like that, bro. Come on. We shouldn't. Last time I hanged out with a kid and all, there were a bunch of women around. And the kids were entertained by my jokes. I was acting goofy and all of that. But other than that, I'm not hanging out with kids like that, bro. Male or female. That shit is weird. To me. Even, like, my family didn't even raise me that much. I was mostly raised by my parents because we moved out of our country. So I wasn't really raised around, like, my uncles and all of that and my aunts. But I still grew up with that certain sense. My father never hanged out with me like that. You know how my father hanged out with me? We watched soccer. We watched sports. He took me and my mother out to dinner. Fast food, all that shit. Restaurants. That's it. Me and my dad didn't really hang out like that, bro. We didn't. Because he was a fucking man. He was a fucking man. My relationship with my son? Sports. Man shit. When we're doing something or whatever, we engaging in activities in terms of fixing shit in the house. We doing man shit. We don't fucking hang out. Jesus. Hey, like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications. Fuck you, you pedophile.
1, 2, 3, 4, let the bodies hit the flow. I cannot decide if I should really give them more. I cannot decide if they're ready for the show. I can wine and dine with them with Judas in the midst. Head to toe reversal as I